Tokyo Dark Remembrance. This is part 6 of the series. We left off. We have to investigate a couple different things. We gotta investigate the mask and the darkness. I decided to start with the mask. I'm just gonna make sure our progress is saved from talking to this guy. Looks like it. Alright. So let's move forward then. Been a couple days since I've been able to stream. Been a little busy with my job and other stuff like that, but I'm glad to be back doing this. A couple of days off of work, so I should be able to make a video or two. Go to shrine. Alright, let's check out the grandma's house first, and then May or Mai or whatever her name is, I think I say it different every single time. She should be at the shrine. Go away, no visitors. Alright, well, we'll go to the shrine now. So that's where May or Mai will be, or should be. There she is, sweeping the flower petals. Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of a shrine's maiden. She saw me approach and stood there frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time, it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. A familiar presence watching from the shadows. Jump scare! Yeah, I'm just not gonna do anything. That got me though. I was not expecting this freaking mask. Definitely not selecting killer. Do I still have my gun? Can I even shoot her? I wonder what would happen if I chose killer. No, I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. You're damn right. You, the detective from before. Why are you standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk. You see, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize? Now? I haven't heard from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you want to see now. After that day, I'm sure the police came by and told you that I was only following procedure, but that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel like myself and I lost control, putting you at risk. It sounds dubious to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth? It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. This music, please. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, detective. Your name's Ido, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the redheaded girl was after, and she denied knowing anything. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry, listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all the strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry, Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and my grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit. I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me how my parents died. Where does your brother live now? He's an instructor at a kendo dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the kendo world. It sounds like that'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You could try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, May. Oh, well. The only option is exit. I was not expecting that jump scare. Starting off the episode with a good one. Let's see if I can talk to the grandma. She'll still probably just tell me, "Go away! Get out of here!" Yeah, go away. No visitors. Okie dokie. Oh, I think I'd go here to exit. This guy again. Skeletor looking. So we go to Asakusa. And what's the other option? I think is that the only one they're giving us now? Yeah. We'll go there then. My investigation up to that point had led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking was sensitive, and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to headquarters. A few misfired questions could result in officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. Alright, so that's definitely a warning of don't go accusing people of stuff like I was doing with the cat poison. Alright, a few different people to talk to. Let's see what this is. This looks like the dojo I was looking for. It has a very traditional aesthetic. Alright, so that's the dojo. Let's see what these guys are doing. Tourists, most likely. I could hear them speaking English. Ugh, my English isn't great, so I doubt they'll be of much help. But I wonder what they're talking about. Let's listen. Hello, there's something we could help you with? I'm feeling your beard. Your big red beard, bro. Huh? I did speak English. Wait, Japanese? Your Japanese is perfect. Since I'm a college professor, I'd probably be out of a job if it wasn't. I'm no college professor, but I work for a Japanese software company, so I'd be in a bit of trouble too. Don't look at me, I just live here. Well, not in Tokyo, in the suburbs. Whoa, I think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry, I never would have thought. Would you prefer to speak English instead? No, I mean, no. Please, Japanese is fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy. I guess I don't see people wearing yukata this late in the year. Is there a festival or something? No, we come to Asakusa every year, and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. Guess it makes us stand out more than we already do, huh? Don't knock tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold, though. Let's ask about Takashi's dojo. You guys come here every year? You guys come here often? You guys come here every year? You must know the area pretty well by now. I'm looking for a kendo dojo where a Takashi Kawana works. It should be in this area. Kawana? Why does that name seem so familiar? Oh, right. He's the kendo instructor at the dojo right behind us. People say he's kind of a prodigy. I wouldn't be surprised if he became a master in time. Supposedly, he's very particular about who he trains. I guess he doesn't want to waste his time with people who aren't serious. Makes sense when you think about it. With how good he is, he must get a ton of wannabe kendo masters coming to him. Seems like he trains a lot of police too. In the time we've been standing here, we've seen a few go in and out. All that, and I think he's still in his 20s. For someone so young, he must be under a lot of pressure. No kidding. I've heard talk of an interdepartmental kendo tournament. It's become a matter of pride for the different regional departments. I wish my work had martial arts competition between departments. Nothing would work out the unspoken tension between me and my boss quite like a good smack to the jawline. Yeah, mess him up, Gary. Police fighting each other, huh? That must be pretty brutal. I mean, I guess police in Japan don't really have to use force all that much, though. Yeah, anyway, how do you know so much about the dojo? I mean, I live in Shinagawa and I don't know anything specific about it. You see, it says it all right here on the dojo's flyer. He was out here about 10 minutes before you came handing them out. Kinda seemed a little prickly, though, so we didn't talk to him. I admit it would have been much cooler if we'd known all that off the top of our heads. But we're glad we were able to help you regardless. Makes me feel a little silly now, trying to learn more about him from a flyer. Considering he trained so many police, I'm surprised I never heard of him until now. Are you associated with the police somehow? Huh? Me? No, of course not. I'm an investigator, see, like a private detective. Listen, if anyone comes by asking about a female detective, just, sorry, I don't speak Japanese, right? Exactly. I appreciate it. Thanks, Gare. Appreciate that, bud. Anyway, I should get going. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for the information, guys. Our pleasure. Good luck at the dojo. Let us know if you learn any kendo tricks. The men in my department always puffed out their chests when they talked about the kendo competitions, like it was going to impress me or something. Never paid much attention to it. Still, it's strange that someone related, however faintly, to the mask has yet another tie to my old life. Takashi Kawana sounds like an interesting guy, but very serious and not keen on strangers. At least I didn't have to use any English. That would have been a disaster. Excuse me. Buy octopus balls. Hello there, would you be interested in buying some of the finest takoyaki in Tokyo? This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at a food stand at a festival. They will make you question everything you knew about octopus in ball form. Who can say no to the sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Alright, guess they're good. Wow, you're right. This may be the best takoyaki I've had. Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands. Am I not allowed to eat? Is that part of being a cop? You're not allowed to eat when you lose professionalism? I guess. Let's see what this is. Inside is a traditional tea shop, but doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. Alright, and that's everything, so let's go to the dojo at the end. I keep yawning, very tired. It's been a long week. Takashi, who are you? We're gonna go with a friend of... I mean, I could say Detective Ido, but that'll give away that I'm there. And... I'm not supposed to be saying I'm a cop. You're a friend of my... You are a friend of my sister's? You expect me to believe that? A little old, don't you think? Gee, thanks. Really, you think I wouldn't recognize you? You're the officer who was at the shrine in April who almost got her killed. And now you're lying about it, pretending to be her friend. To no doubt, to get something from me. Don't look so shocked. Your little deception was easy to read, that's all. After your idiocy in Kamakura, I heard Mai crying over the phone every night for a month. Don't bother her anymore. Now get out of here before I or one of your fellow officers has to throw you out. Well. That did not go too great. Well, that didn't go well. Maybe Mai will know how to soften her brother up. Do I really got to take a train all the way back to see Mai? Well, off we go. He was kind of a jerk. Let's go back to Kamakura. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's have the old lady yell at us again. Go away! Alright, let's see what she's got to say. Jump scare incoming? Maybe. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found my big brother, alright. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm sick of it. Yeah, let's go. Sure, I'll come with you, Ido. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way, but if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything else. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, May. No more stupid little May. I'd rather be hurt and aware than happy and ignorant. But before we go, let's check on Grandma these days. If she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, May. Go away! That's what she's gonna say to us. I'm fine. Alright. Well, now we have her coming with us. She should have just came with us in the first place. What's this? Oh, dead crow. A dead crow lies in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay. It's covered in dried blood. The maggots have begun eating its remains. It wasn't there before. Did I really walk past that like 5 times and not see it? Nah, that has to have just appeared. I said no visitors. Leave me alone. Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. May? Oh, May, it's you. Please come in. Yes, come in. Alright, well, going in. And I got the mask on me. Old lady, take your mask back. Wait, what is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I felt something and you were going to free me from the past. Free you? Are you talking about the mask? Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it. Like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, Detective? A dark place where those we've lost reside. I'm so old and have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. I miss her so much. If only I could have found her. Emiko? You mean Mom? Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born. Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking about such things, May. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to see Takashi. If you don't tell me the truth, he will. May, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done what I could to protect you and your brother. Please don't go down this path. You look so much like her, you know, your mother. And you, Detective. Perhaps my granddaughter's too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen, what you think you're able to do. But keep my family out of it. We've suffered enough. You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family. How you like that? Huh? Like that? Tell me, do you know the story of Izanagi and Izanami? Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ido's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going. Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times, you don't seem to grasp the importance. I think it would be useful for this woman to hear it. Izanagi and Izanami were the first of the gods, known to us as the Kami. According to legend, it was the drops of ocean water that fell from Izanagi's jeweled spear that created the islands of Japan. Oh, I actually don't know this story, and I'm excited to learn it. I know a little bit of Izanami because I play Smite, Battleground of the Gods. That terrible. No, it's a fun game. I love that game. Not gonna lie, but they have a lot of different gods in it. And they have little lore stuff, and that's how I've learned a lot about them. So I've heard of Izanami. Izanagi's not in the game, so it's gonna be cool to actually learn some of the history here. So that's pretty cool. I like learning about the mythology. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realm of mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the natural world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kagatsuchi, the Kami of Fire, she was horribly burned and suffered mortal wounds. As she lay dying, faced with her mortality, new Kami were born from her suffering. Kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed, Izanagi was inconsolable. In his rage, he struck down the children that killed his love. Unable to accept her death, he ventured deep underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Distraught with grief, he wandered in the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try, and asked the gods of Yomi no Kuni for permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see her, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Izanami, enraged, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. After narrowly escaping, Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into this world. Yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop. I actually kind of knew most of that story. They go over a good portion of that in the lore for Izanami. It's actually funny enough too. It's one of my favorite gods in the game. Grandma, you're talking about stories and myths. We're talking about real things. The story might be a myth, but there's truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they are unnatural, unclean. Heed my warnings and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Emiko, and then you show up. Perhaps I'm being punished for my sins. May, come here, my sweet child. We must keep you away from her. No, Grandma, I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore. No, you can't. You can't go. We must protect our family from outsiders, May. You are reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal. Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Aito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kami and spirits. Takashi might hide things from me too, but at least he makes sense. This time he's going to tell me the truth about everything, about Mom and Dad too. No, stop. I'll tell you how your parents, You can't, can you? You never told me how they died. The reasons always changed every time I asked. No, May, please, you must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there, and they haven't forgiven me. Can't you see? They? What are you talking about? You're insane. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon. Don't go, please. Goodbye, Grandma. Sayonara. Oh. I'm sorry, she's gotten much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Oops, didn't mean to push that. Come on, let's go see Takashi. Alright, let's go. Oh god, is Skeletor gonna talk to us again? Where are you going with May? I'm very curious. Nope, there we go. Whoa, whoa, where do you think you're going? May and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from May's grandmother. She says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again. But it must be pretty bad if she called. May's an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Oh, snap. He's got the anime glasses. We about to throw down, Majira? Oh, he's still got his... Oh, I could use violence. Let's see if there's another way. I don't wanna bitch slap Majira to the ground. Let's see if there's another way out. Go away! Alright, well that didn't change. Dead Crow. Oh wait, maybe I could use Dead Crow. I can make him faint with it. Oh, good thing I'm wearing gloves. This has better work. Investigation plus 10. Throw the crow at him. Yo, Majira, check this out, bro. Oh my god. I told you about how I don't like the blood. About the blood, but blood's not really my thing. You see the germs and the blood. Woo. Okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy. Just going to. Oh dear, did he just faint? Sure, looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. Well. Later, Majira. Alright, let's go. Oh, sorry, I had to mute. I had a sneezing fit. Alright, enter. I brought backup this time. May, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to go talk to you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely, if you needed to talk to me, you can come yourself. No, if I came alone, you just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. See? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away! So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Aito. I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Oops, I skipped that. You're wrong, but in April, when May was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was looking for. A mask your family was connected to. Looking for it? I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past from you. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes, and so much more. I first saw that mask when I was a child before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenkai, of which our parents were members. Cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. It was a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simple life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and careers to follow this mystic and live at a compound. The Kamenkai was one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but when I think about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was at that compound, but why they had it or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are many members of the Kamenkai left who know? No, you see, there are no surviving members. They all died. All of them, including our parents. I'm sorry I don't remember much about it. One night Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark, yet I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with May in her arms and me trailing behind her. Once we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I never was able to learn about how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak about it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it wasn't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents. But ignoring what happened couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent most of my time trying to find out about the Kamenkai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died while being part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live normal lives with the stigma of the Kamenkai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made a choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers holding nothing but the mask. The same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her, she never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Well, wait. Grandma was looking for Mom, in the sewers. I don't remember any of this. You were in the dorms at school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools, away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you. I assume you heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, May, you've helped plenty, but I had to do this on my own. Ido is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't get involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Alright, thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, May. You're right, May. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. May's not here, so there's no need to be coy. No doubt possessing that mask is taking its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have imagined on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to May again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint. Though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in. An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he might be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally about other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what is really going on. What this really is. I don't know why I added all those words. My brain does that sometimes. I don't know why. Because me smart. Not. I hope so, but please, detectives, be careful. Alright. Getting some more information on this mask. I'm not gonna get more octopus balls. We're gonna enter the tea shop. Welcome. Come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh? And how is Mr. Kawana? Still as prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenkai, the group his family got mixed up in. More difficult question than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is a religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. Yeah, of course, everyone knows this. The second is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Kamenkai, or the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. That explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many, many questions. Masks are interesting, aren't they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is a mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Ah, but that itself is the essence of history. Layer upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their roots. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Common Kai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive though he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance. Like, why? Now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place. Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real. Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you. Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as a ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ha! My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you with any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something, maybe hope. It's like I've finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes, knowledge is a light in the dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such importance would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate? Pre-measured threads that determine our deeds? Or our wishes and our ends from the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in the universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds, and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which ones are followed? I 100% believe it's chance. Kind of a cool subject. I don't believe fate, right? Like, I don't believe that people have zero control over their lives. I kind of, like, sometimes I think about it too is I can decide to go left or right. I have a decision I get to make. And in one timeline or like one like a multiverse kind of deal, I choose left and the other one I choose right, and then it just branches off into infinite possibilities on both directions. So I believe in chance 100%. I don't think it's fate. And I think that like I don't know. I just never been a believer in fate. I feel like it's just weird that your choices don't really matter, because I feel like every choice I make has mattered. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that at all since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamen Kai. Why confusing me? Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah, yes, a more complicated answer that you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you can do me a favor. Don't worry. It is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shed a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. I'm sorry, it concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand. But I, of course, cannot leave my shop. He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back. Actually, I think I'm going to cut it right here. I think this episode's been pretty good. Started off with a jump scare, starting to learn a lot about the mask, got some background stories. So I'm going to cut this episode here. Might do another episode later. I'll definitely get one more in tomorrow for sure, though. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one.